Okay, guys, a little bit of a evening recording, as you can see here from my trusty old vintage alarm clock. But I couldn't wait any longer to go over a conversation I had with a very interesting set of gentlemen the other day from Keyphone. When I went and actually did some research after the fact, that this is not exactly a newly announced device. The project has been sort of kicking around the dumbphone subreddit, at least, probably other places as well, for a little while now. But I noticed there's been a lot of traction that kicked up in the last week or so. And as a result of that, I found out about it. There was a comment made in a Reddit post. I don't even remember exactly which one it was, but I heard about it. I got real excited about it. And so I reached out after looking at the website and thinking to myself, is this real? It is. So the CEO of Keyphone very graciously, along with the director of marketing over the project, jumped on a call with me. I learned a lot, and I wanted to bring it all to you guys. So let's dive right in here. I posted about it here on the Returning Retro subreddit. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, I please do. Want to see you over there. But let's use this. Let's see. Jump in. Let's see. I think I put the link in here. Okay, yep, the website. Boom. There we are, my friends. So here is the Keyphone website. We'll just go through it here together, and I have some notes, so you might see me looking down a little bit to go over stuff, but yeah, everything you want for your life and more. They've got a survey that you can take where actively, and this is something that we talked about quite a bit on the call, is they are wanting user feedback in terms of ways that they can structure features for the device, reconnecting to life. That's our calling. The modern smartphone strives to live in your hand. Our minimalist phones live in your pocket most of the time. Time well spent, true OEM build, not repurposing existing devices or OSs. The best dumb phones are developed by Keyphone in-house from chips to graphics. Okay, I asked them about this, you guys. I noticed in the post that I did, a lot of people had asked me about this. My impression of the website is they designed this for people that don't really know much of anything about custom ROMs, Android in the first place, flashing different versions and that kind of thing. So for people that are even a little bit familiar with how Android works, this might seem a little bit confusing. So on the call, they confirmed with me it will be running on Android 15 base layer and then a Keyphone in-house produced skin similar to, the Motorola skin that they have, or what's the Samsung one? I think it's still called One UI. You in control, choose the Keyphone model that works best for you. More on that in just a minute. Okay, here we go. The main event. So there is the Rhythm talk and text T9 format. So you can see here it's got just the regular T9 keypad. The hybrid half screen full keyboard. Look at these beautiful renders, you guys. They're all renders. It can't possibly be real. A little foreshadowing there for you. And then the Monolith, all screen, all focused. So you can see here they have different variations on the same, I think, core device, with the only real different one being, I think, the Monolith, where it's got a much larger screen. These two, from what I've seen, the keypads can actually come off once you remove a couple of screws. Get things done. Okay, so app availability. This is something that I talked to them about, you guys, and this is gonna break some hearts, but it's gonna make some people really excited. There will be no availability to sideload apps. They're locking it down. They're putting it so that you don't have to worry about any pre-existing addictions, distractions. So it's gonna be kind of similar to, I guess, maybe the Light Phone 3, in that they are very heavily restricting what can be put on the phone. So now you know. Let's go back up to the big idea. We have a vision for tech life balance. Again, about the survey, latest news. Okay, what am I looking for here? Okay, so they've got some more marketing stuff. Okay, hardware with purpose, software with focus. We write every line of code and design our own interface to combine the focus of a flip phone with the productivity of a smartphone and the limitations of neither. Again, I asked them about this because I was kind of confused. I was like, what is this talking about? Are you guys from the ground up developing your own? They said, no, it's running on an Android 15 base layer, but the skin on top of that is all done in-house. connection with flexibility. Travel with it, piggyback off of your favorite VoIP service, or find other ways to make it work for your lifestyle. No need to shop for SIM cards or swap services when you cross borders. Again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, you guys. I didn't really know what this meant, so I asked him about it. Yes, it will take a SIM card. It is not a Wi-Fi or a VoIP only device. And in fact, when I talked to them about the actual SIM compatibility configuration, they said it is going to be a hybrid SIM card slot slash dual SIM if you don't have an SD card. So if you want to rock one SIM with an SD card, you can. If you want to rock two SIM cards, you can do that as well. We also talked a little bit, they are currently testing some options for having it be dual SIM plus SD card by making use of an eSIM. And that is something that is still very much in the testing phases, but they did want the availability for people to have a true dual SIM plus SD card option. So that's something that they're working on. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about the timeline, and please go visit this website. It's just very new, and I think it looks really good. But as I told them on the call, I was like, guys, it looks a little too good. It looks suspiciously good. And so anyway, we talked about that a little bit, but yes, beta access, we'll talk about that as well. Launch crowdfunding. So they've got this all here, and they confirmed these timelines for me as I asked them about it. So basically, we can see here in 26 days, they're going to launch the crowdfunding portion of the project. And then the beta access, they have let's see if we can find it here. I think, yes, down here at the bottom of the page, be a beta tester. You can apply for their beta program. So what the way that will work is in a few weeks, they will launch the crowdfunding. People will go to, I don't know, remember if it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but then while those are ramping up, a couple of weeks after that, the beta testers who were accepted into the beta test program will get their devices to begin the beta testing, to work out all the bugs and so on and so forth. So here you can see the form for the beta testing. Again, I apologize, guys. I'm going really fast, but I really encourage you to go and look at the website. And also talking to Joel, the director of marketing, they want feedback, guys. They really do want feedback. And so I gave him some feedback from questions that I had, as well as some ones that I had gathered from some of the Reddit posts. And I think that they are going to implement some of that already. Let's see, say hello. Okay, so I think that this is to give feedback. Yes, this is their contact us page. Okay, this is not what I was looking for. So this is the survey. Let me show you what the survey looks like. So this is basically them asking, okay, what do you like about what we're doing? What is it? You see this phone that we've given you these renders of and examples of? Why do you want it? How would you use it? What do you use devices for generally? So this is a really neat little way for them to gather info on how to make the device better. And okay, so let's go over to the Reserve Your Keyphone page. So this is where what they're doing. I think that the MSRP on the device is $399. But for people who go in to do a pre-launch reservation, you can secure early bird pricing. I'm not sure exactly what they're calling it, for I think $249, if I can remember. So yes, you put down $1 deposit, you reserve your spot. That's my understanding. They can correct me if I'm wrong. So let's look at the device. You can see here, this one I think is the hybrid, where I'm just going to call it the QWERTY version. This is the one that I'm really excited for. So looking at this, I was like, man, this is awesome. You've got a power button and volume rockers on one side, 3 different custom keys on the other. You've got a camera, headphone jack up at the top for those eagle-eyed. You got a lanyard ring right there, which I know it's kind of lame, but I think it's pretty cool. We've got some specs here: 20 megapixel camera, 48-hour battery life. Don't really know what that means in practical terms. Smartphone smoothness, 2028 aesthetics. I would argue part 2028, part 2008, but I like that. That's something that I think is kind of cool. I like the retro feel of it, not just in the keyboard, but just the overall design language. Let's see. Designed to get things done. Okay, here we go. This is where stuff gets fun. So this render right here, the camera module pops off and you can put on a different camera module. So one of the things that I talked to them about with this is you could swap. Say, for example, you didn't want a camera, or you were part of a community that didn't want cameras. In our conversation, they used the Amish community. You could get a version that came with just the LED in the module. So there's no camera. You just have a flashlight with you. Now, eagle-eyed people will also notice right about here, there's a groove for, yes, you heard right, it has a removable battery, not a replaceable with tools and whatnot. The back pops off and you can remove it. More about that in a second. So this also very exciting, the modularity. I think that modular devices are really cool. It's a little bit more involved to swap the keypad over. And I did forget to ask about keypad availability. If you can order them after the fact, or if you only get it when it comes, we can maybe have a follow-up call. And as you guys send me questions, I'm happy to forward those along. But whereas with the camera module, you take off the back, you flip the switch, and you can replace it. There are the screws to hold it in a little bit more securely. You can also see USB Type-C, of course. Yes, there we go. Mappable keys. Yeah, I love to see it, you guys. I just have to. I'm holding in the excitement. It's been a long day, bunch of crazy day, so I'm a little bit drained. I'm a little bit tired, but I am very excited about this for a number of different reasons. For those that are new to the channel, I'm a big QWERTY fan. I love it. I mean, I've got just right here on my desk, I've got my Key 2, I've got my Razorberry. Behind me, I've got an assortment of various vintage Blackberries and some other stuff. So the fact that we have ourselves another new production retro featured device is just I'm over the moon. So now the big question: is it real? How do we know if it's real? So I'm sitting here talking with Shlomo and Joel, and I'm having no idea where the timeline is at, what the project is going with. And all of a sudden, I just see super nonchalant Joel grabs into his pocket, pulls out a Keyphone, responds to a text real quick, puts it back in. It totally caught me off guard because I thought that these were all just renders. This is all still super early on. And I asked them about this. They're like, oh no, we've got prototypes out for our internal testing. And so they sent me some pictures. So here you can see this. I'm guessing is from maybe the assembly line. You notice the Chinese text here in the back. I'm guessing this is probably from their supplier. But you can see here the full spread. You've got the T9 version. You've got the more or less touchscreen panel version, and then you've got the QWERTY version all here right next to each other. So okay, well, what do they do? Bam! Shlomo sent me a text over of him holding the device in his hand. And my friends, if there was any doubt that the device is real, now granted, this is all still really early on. We're several weeks out before even the beta program people begin getting their devices, let alone the crowdfunding devices going out, let alone the retail devices and so on. But I have to share this with you. And they encouraged me to do the screen grab so that you guys would be able to see. And here is Joel, the very one who had taken it out of his pocket, like I had told you, giving us a real world view of what it's like to use the Keyphone. So I muted the volume just because Shlomo was telling him a couple of things to kind of go and look at, but he gives us a little tour of, I think it was the texting app, the phone app, headphone jack on the top, full QWERTY, USB-C, the lanyard hook, which I'm a big fan of. You've got your customizable keys there on the side. Just let us all bask in glory. And then, just like, I mean, it looks so similar, you guys, to the renders. Pops the camera module off, just like we saw in the renders. And at this point, while he was showing me this, I, for the first time, realized what I thought was a removable battery. And sure enough, removable, swappable battery. So there you have it. Okay, let me just consult my notes here, guys, and make sure I didn't forget anything I had wanted to talk about. Let's see. Website. We talked about some of my initial concerns. We talked a little bit about the hardware. Okay, bear with me here. I wrote it down over here. Okay, this will be rocking the MediaTek 8766. I'm not super familiar with MediaTek, but that's the chip that's going to be in it. As far as the manufacturing goes, this was another thing that I talked to them about. I was like, so wait, do you guys have a plant that you set up in New York just for this? They said, no, 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 no. We designed everything ourselves, but we worked with a manufacturer. I'm not exactly sure where in China, but in China. Now, a couple of impressions that I did get from these guys, super upfront. I mean, they didn't even hesitate to answer any of the questions that I had. There was no. I was worried with the website. I was like, maybe am I going to get straight answers? They gave me straight answers. They didn't hesitate with anything. I know there's some stuff, guys, that I forgot, and I'll go. I left my notepad that had all of my main notes upstairs, and I just wanted to start recording because I had an opportunity to. So yeah, I was really impressed with Shlomo and Joel. Returning Retro, a part of it is about being more intentional with the technology that we choose and how we use the technology that we have, which I feel Keyphone is a very good option. Now, for some people, it probably is a little bit too limiting. It very much is. It's a very dumb smartphone in terms of the software limitations that are going to be there inherently. But it's not quite as dumb as some of the other. Light Phone 3 is an example. So is this a totally digitally minimal device? Not really, but it's also not a broader intentional tech device in that there are some limitations. So whereas the minimal phone, you had fully open Android, but very restrictive hardware. On the other side, you've got, for example, Sleek with the phone and Odyssey OS, where you've got super top of the line hardware they didn't mess with, but they've curated the operating system to be exactly the way they think is most beneficial for users. With Keyphone, you kind of have both. They've designed the hardware, they've also designed the software, and I think it'll be a great option for a lot of people. So go ahead, check out the links in the description. I'll put a link to their website. I'll put a link to the pre-launch reservation where you can lock in that early bird pricing. For those that are new here, please stop by the Reddit page, subscribe. I love being able to interact with people, answer questions, or learn from others' experiences. This is very much a journey that I am still right smack dab in the middle of. Not even the middle of, I'm the very beginning of. And I love to get feedback, suggestions, and questions from everyone else. So this has been a very rushed, but I was just too excited to wait. First look at Keyphone. A super big thank you to Shlomo and Joel for taking the time out of their day. Guys, we had scheduled a 15-minute call and we went for like an hour 20. It was awesome, but I'm very excited about this project. I'm going to be watching it really closely, so stick around. More to come.